something to remind me. Always manages to find me. It's just something about the timing. Yesterday is still so blinding.
Yes, thank you all for tuning in with me. This is the Creative Loops Podcast. Yes, guys, I'm back. And for those who have missed, listening to my episodes, I appreciate all of your love and support. Yes, I appreciate you all for tuning in with the Creative Loops Podcast. Yes, this is episode number 98. And as the year winds down, this episode is going to be the last episode for 2021. Yes, it is. And come on now, I had to come back to you all, before this year is done. I had to, although, I had a lot of setbacks and, a lot of things that has been going on in my life, which caused me to take a long hiatus from my podcast. But, I know you all understand, and I know you all are supportive of me and my podcast. And I appreciate you all for tuning in and rocking with the Creative Loops Podcast. I'm your host, Regina. And, this year has been really crazy. I don't know how this year has been for you. But however, I know that it has been up and it has been down. Yes, it has. Yes, up and down. I had a lot of ups and downs in my year. And, just a lot of things that that was faced before me. But however, I like to, start off my episodes, with positive words of affirmation. So let's get into that. So words of encouragement and, positive affirmations that I always like to give. I welcome all the new listeners and all of the active listeners, who have been listening to my episodes. And how I normally start my episode, I like to start it off with words of encouragement. Words that will get you through the day, words that will get you through the night. Anytime you are listening to this episode, I hope that whatever is faced before you, whatever situation that you have, whatever that you are going through, only you know what it is. Only you know what is faced before you. Sometimes the situations that we, are going through can be trying. It can be hard to try to shake, try to stop it for some situations, whatever they may be. And, we just can't see the light of day. We don't even know if that door is going to open for us. We don't even know if, we are even going to get through it. And I'm here to tell you, I am here to tell you all that you will get through. You will get through that situation. It may not happen right then and there. It may not happen, even when you hear me speaking. But however, you will get through. You will get through that situation, and it will be, just like it was, never happened. You will be talking about this situation. Whatever situation you are going through, it may be a day from now, maybe a week from now, it may be even a year from now, that you are going to be talking about how you overcame that situation. So hang in there, and you will see that light at the end of that tunnel. And it will shine so bright before you that you will be so amazed, and you will look back. You will look back at that situation, and you can just say to yourself, I made it through. You made it through, guys. So just hang in there. Yes, just hang in there, guys. Yes, as 2021. Yes, as 2021. Yes, it's winding down, guys. Yes, it is. Yes. And, a lot of people have said that for some said that maybe this year was the worst year that they ever had. It was worse than 2020. I don't know. I can't really compare, and I can't really say if it was good or if it's bad. But however, I can honestly say that, for me personally, this year was worse for me. Just in every way. But however, I made it through. And I'm still making it through. And you will make it through too. So, even if your situation carries over to 2022, you will make it through. You will get through that situation, and you will learn from it and grow from it. So don't look at it as if, man, still going to be having this hanging over my head in 2022. Look at it as if it's a learning obstacle for you to be better. For you to be a better person, for you to be a well-rounded person, for you to be good at who you are, and so that you can live your best life and fulfill the things that you want to do finally. Sometimes we have to go through situations, and just like I was saying earlier, some situations is not going to pan itself out right then and there. Sometimes we have to go through it, but when we do go through it, how do we handle it? How do we handle that situation when we're going through whatever situation we're going through? How are we handling it? Are we handling the situation and being negative when we're going through it? Or are we being positive when we're going through that situation? It's up to you on how you want this situation, whatever situation is faced before you, end. How it's going to end for you. Do you want to end the situation in turmoil, or do you want to end it in a positive note? So it's up to you to go through whatever you're going through right now. It's up to how you handle it, and what you want to make out of that situation. and learn from it. And just like I said, grow from it. So, 2021, this year was a lot of things that were going on this year. Earlier this year, we had a lot of stuff that carried over from 2020. And of course, the number one thing that carried over this year was, coronavirus, COVID-19. And then, as I stated before in my podcast, if you have been listening to me, I talked about the vaccine mandates, how they are going to extend those vaccine mandates to where you're not going to be able to go into your favorite restaurant, or you're not going to be able to see whoever is your favorite artist that you like to go see at a concert, or I talked about this in my podcast, and there you have it. Vaccine mandates are here. And, I am not against getting the vaccine. Not against that at all. But however, I just like I said before, I talked about this before on my podcast. I said that if you was to get the vaccine, that is your personal choice to get it. It should be a person's personal choice to get the vaccine, to get vaccinated. And it's also up to what you feel as though that you want to do for, of course, yourself and your family. And it shouldn't be something to where it's mandated. This is my personal opinion. It shouldn't be something to where it's mandated and it's forced, and just basically just that. It shouldn't be something that is not forced on you and it is mandated. But however, it should be, in my personal opinion, it should be someone's personal choice to get vaccinated. So I did talk about that, in my podcast throughout this, the beginning of this year, even before they started all the mandates and the mask mandates. I talked about that a lot. And as time progressed, there were a lot of things that, that has been, happening throughout America and throughout the world, as things began to open up and summer came upon us, and, people, wanted to venture back out and hang outside, which the motto as we outside, you know what I'm saying? We outside. You know what I'm saying? So, however, as time progresses in 2022, there will be more mandates. There will be more stipulations to where, you yourself listening to this podcast episode will have to be vaccinated just to get in and get out. It's going to be like that. They're going to be locking down. They're going to be putting forth a lot of restrictions on a lot of things that, people want to do on a daily basis, things that, we want to do. And I think the supermarkets, the grocery stores, I think they're going to be the last to where, it's going to be tough for people to go into a grocery store just to get food for their family. if you're not vaccinated, this is my prediction. This is my opinion and this is my prediction. And I feel as though that's next up. That's next up for the stipulations and, different things that the government is going to enforce on vaccinations. Of course, you already know, to get in certain places, you have to wear a mask. Before it was, I'm glad they did away with, standing feet, 6 feet apart or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm so glad that they did away with that, but however, keep your distance and, and stuff like that, and wash your hands, How many people, now let me ask you all this. How many people do you think stop washing their hands? You know what I'm saying? How many people y'all think stop washing their hands? Nasty people that stop washing their hands. I think it's a lot of people, to be honest. But however, this year was very interesting. And, for some it was worse, some it was better. And for those that it was better, I commend you. And I'm happy that this year was good for you, as opposed to 2020. As time goes on, we will see all of the changes that we are going to face. With other things that's going on as far as with COVID and coronavirus all over the world, there are still lockdowns. Yes, they have reverted into, having people stay at home and people still working from home. I know in my city, in Philadelphia, here on the East Coast, in January, they have enforced for you to go into a restaurant to eat. You have to show your vaccination card. You have to show that you're vaxxed, in order to sit down and eat inside of a Philadelphia restaurant. And, they are Philadelphia is surely trying to adapt the New York mandates, in my opinion. And before you know it, it's going to trickle. I'm telling you, it's coming to your city. It is, definitely it is. Personally, I know that that's just my opinion. I just feel as though my prediction is coming to your city, your town. It may not happen right now, but it's coming to you. You know how they say a theater near you? Yeah, it's coming to you. So get ready as the year progresses and as things change. They are really trying to enforce these precautions, just to try to, I guess, combat COVID and the new strains that's coming, and that's going to be coming, because it's going to forever. I think we're always going to have a new strain. It's always going to be something new every year. Every year is always going to be something new. So that's nothing that we can't get around. I don't think that's ever going to go away. Personally, I think this is, just like they said, the flu or whatever, it's going to be around forever. So, it's just up to us to really make sure that, we guard ourselves against any type of element, any type of flu, any type of, sickness. It's up to us to really eat right, make sure our immune system is strong. And that's something that I have been doing. I have been doing that for a while, and I haven't got the flu. I haven't got sick. Praise God. I haven't, got any type of element, anything that, that it's like any sickness for years. So I try my best to, eat right and build my immune system. I take a lot of the, now I can honestly tell you guys, some things that I can take. This is just for me. This is just works for me. I do a lot of detoxing. I take detox pills, natural, vegan detox pills. And then I also do elderberry extracts. I do the natural vegan extracts. And I do a lot of other extracts too. Natural vegan extracts, like milk thistle, and, just a lot of things that I try to incorporate within my diet on a daily basis so that my immune system can fight off, any type of sickness if I was to, feel ill. So, that's something that you can do as a precaution on top of what you're doing right now. And for those who are vaccinated, I would suggest that you do those things as well. Don't just rely, some people just rely just on the vaccination. You have to do other things on top of being vaccinated to make sure that you have, a fighting chance out here in this world, because there's a lot of sicknesses, a lot of strains, a lot of stuff going around that I believe personally we have yet to see. So why not take the precautions now to fight against those elements, beforehand? And that's what I do, and I do that with my family as well. So, it's a personal choice. It's a personal choice if you want to, make sure that you, once again have a fighting chance in this world. So just try your best, guys, to build your immune system up really, really strong so that if you do feel ill, your body can fight against it and you don't have to worry about it. You can just fight through it and you will be fine. You know what I'm saying? So, that's basically all that I can say when it comes to that. You know what I'm saying? So, but however, this year has been very interesting. I didn't take any trips. I didn't do anything. I pretty much didn't do too much. I was just more so just with my family, just trying to build, just trying to build with my family and trying to, make sure that my children's mental health is strong. Because that's one thing that I can begin to, talk to you guys about. That's something that I have battled with my family's mental health. And it really took a toll on my family. It really, really did. It was really, really hard. Just basically trying to get through that hardship of, dealing with mental health, with my family. And I can honestly say that was one of the toughest out of everything that I have been through in my life. That is one of the most toughest things that I have ever experienced in my life. Honestly, I can honestly say that it was tough. And, but, once again, I made it through. I made it through. And my family made it through. We're making it through. Honestly, I can honestly say I have good days and then I have bad days. It's not going to be perfect. But once again, it's how you handle the situation. It's how I'm handling everything right now. I'm handling everything to where I know that I'm going to make it through. I know that for a fact. I know I will. And it's been a learning lesson. Honestly, it's been a big learning lesson and a big eye opener for a lot of things that I do. How I talk, how I carry myself, things that I do. So I'm going to be talking about, and switch gears a little bit. So in 2022, my podcast is going to change, gets gears. I'm going to be talking a lot about mental health. It's going to be more candid. Going to be talking to people. I have a lot of people that's interested in coming on my podcast, and we're going to be talking a lot about mental health. Because just like I always say, mental health is very near and dear to me. And because it runs really deep in my family. And, I want to talk about different disorders. I want to touch on bipolarism. I want to touch on anxiety. I also want to touch on depression. And I want to talk, about different things like that. I just want to dig deep and dive in, different elements under that umbrella of mental health awareness. So I'm going to extend my self-care Wednesdays. Those might run over, a course of a day or two. But we'll see. But however, still going to have my self-care Wednesdays and music Fridays. Are we here for it Mondays? I might do away with that. I don't think I'm going to be bringing that back in 2022. But however, for those who have been listening to my podcast, and if you are still interested in my Are We Here For It Mondays or my Mondays randomness sound off, by all means, I always tell you guys, don't be afraid to send me an email. And also you can DM me on Instagram and, let me know what you would like to hear on my podcast. And if you're interested too, I can bring you in as, special guest on my podcast. And we're still going to have, I want to extend my stories of triumph. I'm going to be talking about, because things is not always, sometimes it's not always good to, talk about negative stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's not always good to just keep on touching and talking and, just talking about not more so negative stuff, but stuff that's like, sad all of the time. I want to talk about stories that is uplifting, comebacks, your best comeback, whatever things that you have been through and you evolved, you overcame it. That's what Stories of Triumph is about. And I'm going to be talking about that on my podcast, on Creative List Podcast. So the segment, once again, is going to be called Stories of Triumph. And if you or know someone that has a story of triumph and that wanted to talk about that on my podcast, by all means, send me an email at creativelipspodcast@gmail.com, guys. Don't be afraid. Come on now. Now listen. I'm getting closer and closer to almost 11,000 downloads on my podcast. And I know you all are listening. And the majority of the episodes that I know that you are listening to is Now, let's talk about this. You're listening to all of my DJ sets. Yes, I do DJ, and you like those the best. And I am going to put up a post. I'm going to put up a visual post of the most listened episodes on my podcast. So if you would just tune in and just follow me on Instagram, guys. Yes, follow me on Instagram at Creative Lips Podcast. And also follow me on Twitter, guys. Yes, at Creative Lips Pod. Yes, guys. So, as we end the year 2021, I want to say thank you all. This year has been very interesting and trying at times. But however, I really appreciate you all for tuning in with me and rocking with me and downloading my episodes. Yes. Yes, guys. I love you all. I really appreciate you all, and I appreciate your support for rocking with me. So, once again, follow me on all of my social media, guys. Yes. Follow me. Yes. On Creative Lips Podcast. Yes, on Instagram. And once again, Creative Lips Pod on Twitter. And I'm also on SoundCloud, guys. Creative Lips Podcast. And also on YouTube, Creative Lips Podcast. So, yo, tune in. And I'll, just like I said again, I'm going to be posting my most downloaded episodes on Instagram. I will put up a post and you will see. Yes, guys, I appreciate you all. And y'all hear that song playing in the background? That's my song. That's me singing. Yes, it is. And it has been a year of music for me too as well. So tune into my Music Fridays. It's going to be coming back in 2022, guys. Going to be having more interviews with artists. Yes, and if you're interested, yes, by all means, send me an email at Creative Lips Podcast if you want to feature your EP or, talk about music in general. And if you're not a singer-songwriter, you are artist, into fashion, you're a painter, you can also feature that on Music Fridays as well. All right, guys. Thank you once again. And I hope that your 2022 will be the best yet ever, guys. Will be better than you could ever imagine. All right, guys. Thank you. All right. Until next time.
You are now listening to episode 98 of the Creative Lips